As people have gathered, this is a biopic about Donald J. Trump. It follows his life from the early 70s to about the middle of the 80s. He's played by Sebastian Stan, which I think Donald Trump would objectively be quite happy with, even if he would not be happy with the content of the movie. And Stan is amazing in this role. So we find him in the early 70s. Donald is a part of his father's real estate business. They're being prosecuted by the government for flagrant discrimination in the way that they lease rental properties in these sort of slum apartments that they run. Donald talks his way into this very exclusive New York City sort of dining supper club where he meets this character, Roy Cohn, who, of course, was a real-life, very controversial attorney. Roy Cohn, who's played brilliantly in this film by Jeremy Strong in a performance I think will likely get him an Oscar nomination. Roy Cohn, famous for assisting Joseph McCarthy in those witch hunts and also prosecuted the Rosenbergs, who were executed for being Soviet spies. So Cohn sees something in Donald Trump. He admires his ambition, and I think he also sees something of a blank canvas, someone he can mould in his image. So he takes Donald Trump under his wing and explains to him the rules of the game, the ways in which you have to operate to get into power and to be powerful. The dynamic of the film, and of course it's called The Apprentice, which is a cute spin on the reality TV show that Donald Trump would be the face of, sees Cohn being the master and Donald is now the apprentice. Imagine the Karate Kid, but with total moral bankruptcy. That's the dynamic. And we also see Donald meet Ivana Trump, played by Maria Bakalova, who was nominated for an Oscar in the Borat sequel. And she's wonderful as Ivana. And Fred Trump is played by the great character actor Martin Donovan. It's an exploration of Trump, but it's also about the system. It's about America. There are so many themes you can draw from this. If people are put off by the idea of spending all this time with Donald Trump, the person, if you're not a fan of Trump, don't be put off because there's a lot to get out of this movie. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So, and to be clear, even though it's called The Apprentice and you've laid out that apprentice relationship, it does not cover the period of time in which he is in the TV show The Apprentice. It's all about those early days, that formation of what we now know as Donald Trump.
It's his formative years. Yeah. And the messages that Roy Cohn gives him are Machiavellian and quite evil. Like he basically says to him, take no prisoners. You attack someone before they can attack you. And the big thing he teaches him is to be a winner, you never admit defeat. Yeah. So even if you've lost, you say you have won. And of course, the audience that sees this film will get a little chill through their body when he says that to him. The movie ends in about 1985, around the time that he's getting ready to have The Art of the Deal written by the journalist Tony Schwartz. So that's sort of the span of time. It's about a 12-year time period. And Sebastian Stan is remarkable in his transformation into Donald Trump. He puts on a bit of weight. He's obviously got a little bit of upper teeth dentist work, and he has the hair. And he becomes Trump. It's remarkable. It is a remarkable performance.
And it's not just that it's a remarkable performance, because, of course, anyone can watch a Saturday Night Live clip on YouTube and watch the many impressions, Alec Baldwin and the like, of Donald Trump. Sure, 1 million people do Donald Trump impressions. But what he does is, as you say, it's over a 12-year span. I thought what is incredible in this performance is the fact that it starts with young Trump and it slowly dials up throughout the movie. As you move through time, the Trumpness of Trump increases in Sebastian Stan's performance, and the subtlety of that, I think, is quite extraordinary.
Well, he's absorbing these mantras and this outlook on the world from the Roy Cohn character. And he's being morphed by Cohn into the Trump that we now know. So that's the metamorphosis that he has in this movie. At the beginning, he's fresh-faced. He's ambitious. He wants to turn the old Commodore Hotel, which is boarded up. It's in the slums of New York City, like the rough part of New York City. He wants to turn it into this palatial 5-star hotel. He's the one that has that idea. So he's got big ideas, and he finds someone that can give him the tools to beat the system, to become powerful. The chilling thing about Roy Cohn's teachings is that while they're reprehensible, he's also not wrong. He's also not wrong about how the system actually works, because it does work for Trump. So when he says these things like, if you have to walk over your dying grandmother to get what you want, then you just do it. You never back down from anything on some moral basis. And it works for Trump. You go inside the corridors of power in this movie, you see how they work and why they work. So it's a very clever screenplay. It's written by Gabe Sherman, who did a miniseries called The Loudest Voice, which had Russell Crowe playing Roger Ailes about the creation of Fox News. Another really brilliant piece of writing. So if anyone saw that, you might enjoy this. It's by the same creator.